Okay. So the last class I have just explained about the structures we have in SAP HR. Okay. Of course, we have already completed the organization structure, that's the organizational management module. And then we have started our personal administration. And then we started structures like enterprise structure and personal structure. So before we go into the main topic, maybe other topics, so there is a topic that we need to concentrate on. But in real time, this will be handled by the FI consultant. Okay. But since we are not having any FI consultants here, sorry, you people are not asking to show the screen. Okay. So since we are not having any FI consultants here, so we have to concentrate on that. So we must know something about what an FI consultant is going to do. That's nothing but creation of chart of accounts. Okay. Creation of chart of accounts. This is something will be handled by the FI consultant in real time. So you can write down if you want. This is activity or this is one of the activity where the chart of accounts and we have another one is called fiscal year variant. So what do you understand of the fiscal year variant means? What do your fiscal year means? Okay. So what that means for creation of chart of accounts that is going to be done, will be handled by the FI consultant. So they are just going to do something like it's one of the activity where the chart of accounts and fiscal year variant has to be activated for a company code we created. So what exactly why we need to activate this chart of accounts and fiscal year variant for the company code for to maintain the balance sheet. Who will maintain the balance sheet in real time? The F5 people are going to handle all these settling the accounts and all. So now let us understand this one. Okay, chart of accounts. Chart of accounts is something like what we can call it as something. Take for example, we have a bank. For example, what these bank people do? These bank people they are going to settle their accounts every quarter. Every quarterly they settle their final accounts. Something like what happens? They will be having a number of operations throughout the year, so it is very difficult for them to maintain till the end of fiscal year or till the end of the financial year and to maintain the final accounts. So in order not to get into the trouble and in order not to make any kind of issues with regarding the chart of accounts is nothing but final account settlement. So the what exactly the bank people will do? They are going to settle a blank final accounts every quarterly. That means once in a 3 months. Once in a 3 months, they are going to settle their accounts. Something we call as a K4. Something like 4 times in a year. That means every quarterly. Next one, you see the fiscal year variant. It is something like financial year. Okay. See, it is very important in SAP HR. You know, in SAP HR, what happens, the dates play a very important role. What happens when you configure a lot of things in SAP HR with any date, the system is going to save it. It will not show any error. But what happens, it is going to give an error or it is not going to show the result at the end of the all the configurations. That is why the dates play very important role in SAP HR. Why? Because I'll tell you simple example with regarding the fiscal year. The US has its own financial year, India has its own financial year, and UK has its own financial year. Now you have to follow the dates with regarding the fiscal year it is going to start from. So what is the fiscal year for US? Come on guys. When the fiscal year starts, the calendar year is separate, fiscal year is separate. Don't mix it together. The fiscal year is something which is different from the your calendar year. Calendar year is something every new year which start from Jan 1st to December 31st. That is your calendar year. And I am just asking the fiscal year, financial year, where every company settles their own final account settlements. So what exactly the date for USA? How many of you are aware of it? Come on, Mr. Daniel. 10 now. What is 10?
I think it's January.
Come on, type it. The format of the time, the fiscal year. And what is the fiscal year start date and what is the fiscal year end date? Nobody is aware. It's very important.
As
Come on.
as far as I remember, it starts from July 1st and end on June 30th.
Wrong.
Anyways,
Okay.
it is whatever. The only reason I'm still right now
There's some, yeah. See, it's very simple. In US, for US, Jan 1st to December 31st is a fiscal year simultaneously only for US country. Okay. For US, the fiscal year starts from January 1st to December 31st. I'm going to give you the scenario based on this. But what about for India? For India, the fiscal year is not same like your in our US because the financial year starts from other date. So you in India, the calendar year starts from the like Jan 1st to December 31st. But when it comes in terms of the India financial year, it starts from April 1st to December, March 31st. That is a 01, 04, maybe for example, this year 2016 to 31st March 2017. This is the fiscal year for India. So I'm just going to give you the same example based on this. But what about the for US? US is something, this is the one. So this is very important for all of you to remember because this is very, very important. In SAP HR, the dates are very important, okay? Which play very important role, it's a role, very important concept. So now what about for US, UK? UK is also the same like your India financial year. So most of the countries in the world, the fiscal year starts from April 1st. You know why it is going to be same? Even for Qatar it is same, for Singapore it is same, for India it is same, for Pakistan it is same, okay, for Dubai it is same. Fiscal year starts from April 1st to March 31st, but only for US it is something like this. Why it is going same? Because earlier, maybe some 60 years or 40 years back, these Britishers have conquered the world, and every country now is following the same financial year which UK is following now. Okay, there are no changes that on that. So I'm just going to give an example on this particular financial year. What exactly that it plays a role. You are going to settle final account settlement based on your fiscal year. There are a number of ways where you can settle your accounts. Your company wants to settle your financial final account settlements based on a fiscal year or calendar year. If suppose if a client wants to close the final account settlements based on a fiscal year, you should be aware of these dates. I'll give a simple example. Okay, suppose you are going to hire an employee. Okay, you are going to hire an employee. On what basis you should hire an employee? On a fiscal year. If your client is going to hire an employee, if your company is following that financial based on a fiscal year, you also have to hire on a employee. You have to hire an employee on a fiscal year dates. That means I'll give you a simple example. See, you are following the fiscal year from 01/04/2016, but you are hiring an employee. Okay, you are hiring an employee. For example, by mistake, you are not aware of these dates. What we do as a tendency, like we always hire employee like 01/01/2016. Then what happens if you are going to hire an employee? The system is not going to show any error. Okay, the system will not show any error, it will accept. But what happens if your client is going to maintain the fiscal year based on these dates, but you are hiring the employee based on this particular 01/01/2016, but your fiscal year is starting from 01/04/2016? What happens at the end of your payroll generations? When you generate a payroll for all the client employees, this particular employee who is hired on 01/01/2016 will not be included in that. The reason is, if you follow that India fiscal year, what happens? This person is being hired for fiscal year 2015 for the month of October. Then he is going back to the previous year. The system is not including this employee in the payrolls that is being run for the current fiscal year. Did everyone understand me? Are you all getting me? Hello, Mr. Akhil and Emmanuel. Okay, so I think is it clear? So what you should do now to hire an employee, you have to hire an employee based on what? For example, either you take it as 01/04/2016 or above this. Okay, but it should not be the back to the 01/04/2016. What happens if that's going to be done? This particular employee will not be included in the payrolls. So because the employee has to get paid, and the dates are very important. You give any date, it will accept. But there are certain configurations in SAP HR. There are many places we are not aware of. And you see, you do configurations properly. But the reason, you will not be seeing the output. You, at the end of the day, you must see the output. That's the main reason why you learn or why a client is implementing the SAP HR as per the client requirement. But if that is, if you do everything configurations very carefully, but you don't see the output, it's because most of the time 80% of the consultants do the configurations properly, but they do a mistake which is very simple, that's with the dates. Okay, so I will be reminding everywhere, whichever the place you should remember with the dates, you please kindly put as a note and follow the same, and so that you don't repeat the same mistake. There are common mistakes, there are common errors where every consultant does. What are they? I'm just going to tell maybe while we go till the end of the course. Okay, this is all about your fiscal year variant. So now let us go and create the fiscal year variant in the system. Okay. SPRO. So you all know the navigation path. The Rahman also will know that very soon. So I'll support you, sir. Don't worry. You will be getting the subject clearly. Okay. Click on the IMG. See, I always want everybody get customized using only keyboard. Don't get in touch with your mouse. Sometimes in some companies they will not allow you to use the mouse. Okay, you should be aware of how to use the keyboard. Okay, I'm just using the tab now, and now down arrow button. Okay, I'm just using it, I'm not using anything. Now what you need to do, now you have to come to the fiscal financial accounting new, because what you're going to do, you are going to define the financial year, the fiscal chart of accounts. So where the account, the FI consultant is going to handle. So that's why if we just look at this financial accounting, this is something who will be doing it in real time. This is will be related with the FICO consultant, FICO consultant. Open it. So what you need to do is now you have to just go on financial accounting global settings. Okay. So open that. So when you open it, so now you can see here the global parameters. Okay. So global parameters for company code. So you need to go and click on that. So when you click on that, you see the enter global parameters. So click on that. So now what you have to do is you have to go on check for the position like shift F7. Click on the position. What is our company code, Mr. Akin? AKIN. So now what you need to do is very simple. Just select this company code, which we have already created. So now what we have to do is you have to just go and click on this, okay, F2 button. Okay, so when you come to this one, if you just look at this very carefully, okay, now you can just see that chart of accounts. Okay, now you see that fiscal year variant, chart of accounts and fiscal year. What is the language key? English. What is your company code? California, and it's a company code Akin. Country key. We have already defined all this. Now what you need to do is you have to just go and find out chart of accounts for US. Okay, and that's for CAUS for US. Okay, see that chart of accounts for United States. Select this one. CAUS is a chart of accounts. That means chart of accounts United States. So here also you need to enter CAUS, and here you see that fiscal year variant. So don't worry about all this. You are not going to do all this. I don't know. You are not allowed to do anything here. The only thing, if a consultant is not there for your company code to set up the chart of accounts, you may handle it. Since we don't have the FI consultant now, so we are doing it. Otherwise, you are not going to do anything here. Whatever I'm just going to do, I am explaining. It's not that you are going to do. Okay, it is going to be handled by the FICO consultant. So now you can just look at this. I just selected here K4. That means calendar year for specific periods. If your client is going with three times in a year, calendar year, three specific period. If it is only one, the calendar year, one specific period. So you need to select like that. Okay. So now you simply just go and save it. So now what we have done, we have set the chart of accounts. Okay, we have set the chart of accounts for your client. So now let us come back. So we also have one more a small concept that we need to explain, that is also controlling FI consultant will be handling that. So I'm just going to explain to you that also. First, let me come back to the enterprise structure. Whatever I am explaining today is completely a FI consultant responsibility. So now you come to the controlling. FICO. FI stands for financial. CO stands for controlling. Okay. So now click on here, maintain controlling area. Okay. Now you have to go on, click on maintain controlling area. Okay. So middle that, maintain controlling area. So now what you need to do is you have to define your controlling area. You have to define your controlling area here. So, okay, now I'm just going to select the controlling area is equal to company code. So I will take here without any confusion like your company code AKIN. Okay. So if you just look at here, Controlling area same as company code. I'm just selected here about the controlling area as same as company code, so I'm just going to select here. So what happens, we have already selected company code with a chart of accounts, fiscal year. So what is the currency type? When I select a currency type is equal to, I'm just going to show you something here, company code currency. So when I select this one, right, automatically these fields will be filled. You just see what happens here. See that? Why these are all coming? Because I have already selected the company code. Okay, I have already selected like the country controlling area same as company code. System will immediately understand and it will propose whatever the configurations you have done and simply just go and save it. Okay, this is how you need to set up your controlling area. So once it is done, it is not over still. What you need to do again, you just come back. Okay, you have to just go and save the changes and close this, and now again you have to just close back. Now you come directly to the controlling. Now you have to come back directly to the controlling and click on this. Now you need to just go and click on general controlling. Okay, when you come to this place here, you see the organization. Okay, click on the organization again. You see here maintain controlling area. So that's where many people get confused of this. There you see the controlling area, here also you see the controlling area. What you have done here is you have defined your controlling area same as the company code. But here you are going to assign the controlling area. Okay, you need to just go and click on this. Again, just go and click on maintain controlling area. So what you need to do is, it's very simple. You are going to activate the controlling area you have created. How? It's very simple. Just go and find the 1 second. Okay. What is your controlling area, Mr. Akin? AKIN. So now what you need to do is select this one. So this is the part which I'm explaining where nobody does in real time. That's why when you all do every configuration, when you hire an employee, you will get an error. Everybody get an error with a OKKP transaction code. They don't maintain these settings. Sometimes the FI consultant they don't do. Sometimes the HR consultant also they don't maintain because of this particular setting where nobody does it, because it's very important. Sometimes creating the controlling area, it's very is easy, and it's enough people think like that, but still we get the problem with the error. We will get error like controlling area is not activated for a company code in the input type 2 organization assignment. So I'll show you and I'll tell you at which place you will get that error, and you can note down, not now. So now you just go and click on here. When you select like this, and you have to just go and click on activate okay. Okay, now once you like this click on it, now immediately one screen comes here. Now you need to just go and click on new entries now. Okay, so once you do that, sorry. Okay, now you see that this is what we have already defined. Just go and activate it. Okay, now first we need to assign the company code. So new entries, so select your company code is Hcm, enter and save it. Only that much. Okay. Next, click on here, activate components controlling indicators. Okay. So this is something where fiscal year starting from which year. So rest you don't have to enter anything, just leave it, only that much. You don't have to worry anything. So from 2016, you have activated a controlling area for your fiscal year account activities for the company code, and the company controlling area is assigned and same as company code and everything. So these are all the activities in real time. It will be handled by the FI consultant and controlling consultant. So that's why we call it as a FICO consultant. Okay, FICO consultant. So these are all the things that we need to activate. Let us try for other one, whether it is activated or not. See, they are also activated. I think it's me. Yeah, they have activated. Fine. So people are doing it the proper way. So we need to follow and do the same activities in real time. So these are all very, very important concepts. So this is all about your fiscal year variant or chart of accounts. So now I'm just going to explain another topic, how to set up country grouping. See, whatever I'm explaining you now, it is completely a different concept like opposite your organization management module. Whatever that you all have learned is something different. In here, from personal administration, you are going to do the configurations like step by step. When you come to the end of the personal administration, you are going to connect everything together to see the output. So you just remember the sequence I'm teaching, and you just remember everything, every concept I'm teaching. It's very important. And you follow the same way, you will see excellent output without any errors. Okay, now I'm just going to explain how to set up a country grouping. For any company code, for any configurations for any country, you are going to do the configurations. It is very important that you need to activate a country grouping for your company. Because if a company is located in India, it has its own country grouping. If a company is located in USA, your company has in USA its own country grouping. So what is the country grouping for USA? What is USA country grouping? Come on, guys. I have already explained it. USA country grouping is what? That's a 2-digit numeric code. Mr. Daniel, it's a 10. Very good. What about for India? What is India country grouping? It is a, hello, Sir Rahman Garu. Any idea on this? Mr. Daniel, it's a 40. So what is that you need to do? We have a technical name for this to set up a country grouping, that is a Molga. Some call it as a technical name, some call it as a field name, some call it as a sub feature. Some call it as a sub feature. So Molga is for country grouping. It is a technical name for a country grouping. Okay, it is a technical name for the country grouping. You will find it like MOL. Against to that, you need to put here 10. So you need to activate it when you do the configurations. So how to do that? Let me show you. It's very simple. Okay, now there are many ways where you can set up. One is you have a direct transaction code SU3. Okay, you can use the transaction code T code SU3, click enter. Now here you just come here and click here parameters, and you can see here you don't see that Volga here. So what you need to do, you can simply just go on enter MOL, and country grouping is 10, click enter. You can see that personal country grouping, because you are not seeing a lot of things here because it's a new system, it's a new revised we have activated the latest system. That's why you are not seeing anything. So we need to activate it. Otherwise, you can just click here the drop down list or F4. You can see like a lot of things here, the country groupings, MOL and everything you can see here. So these are all very, very important. This is what you have to go and activate. That's MOLGA, MOL. 10 is a for country grouping. So you need to just go and save it. These are all very, very important. These are all basics that you need to set up. Okay, there is also another place where you can also access. That's click on system, click on user profile, and click on own data. Okay, click on parameters. Okay, and you can see that country grouping here that I have set up just now. And there is also navigation path. You can see the status is saved. Come back. And again, you can just come back to SPRO, the same navigation path I'm showing it. Okay, IMG, and directly come to the personal management. And now you have to just go and click here, personal, what we call personal administration. And now you have to just go and click on basic settings. And now you have to just go and click on maintain user parameters. Okay, this is called setting up parameters. Now you see the country grouping is almost, it is selecting like USA. Click continue. Parameters created for USA. You can see that. So we call it as a parameters. You can see that here. Okay. So please remember the country grouping for the field name is MOLGA. MOLGA. MOLGA is a country grouping. Okay. Save it. So these are all about, with regarding your chart of accounts fiscal year, and we have already seen the everything. So from next class onwards, we are going to speed up. These are all something basics we must remember. So in the next class, I'm just going to explain the number ranges. Okay, like you have seen some external number ranges here in SAP, in organizational management module, but there you can't set up external number ranges as you like it. But here, the next topic that I'm going to explain about is the number ranges. Okay, a lot of things are involved here in the number ranges, where we think like it's very simple that we go and create and save it. But before that, we have certain features we must remember, how we can segregate and how we can filter the number ranges and everything. And what exactly, where most of them are not aware even, that's integration switches for also number ranges. So that also we have. So how to activate the personal number ranges checking up. So that we are going to see in the next class. Then afterwards we'll go with employee attributes, another topic. Tomorrow I'll just try to complete that. Okay, it's very, very important, employee attributes. And then we'll go to the third one is administrator group. So these are all simple different topics, like you country grouping setup. So this is also another single topic. Number ranges, employee attributes is also another separate topic. Administrative group is another separate topic. So then afterwards we'll go with explaining about personal actions. It's very, very important topic. Okay, once it is done, then we'll see step by step a lot of topics I will also involve here in this particular group people. Okay, so if you all have anything that you want to ask, you can ask me now. Anything that you have, any doubts and all, please ask me. If there is nothing, if everybody is okay, it's well and good. So what about Mr. Rahman? Hello sir, Rahman. So are you able to
Yes, sir.
follow my class?
Yes, so far it's good.